G'day guys, and behind me I have potentially millions of live Daphnia. They are a small little water flea, and I think they are an incredible option for raising up fry and small fish, and just basic live fish for live feed for smaller fish. And I think they're far superior to live brine shrimp. So I thought I might bring you guys along and show you guys why. So let's keep tuned. So right now you guys aren't actually going to be able to see any of them in here because it's very, very green. But I thought I might scoop some out and show you guys how easy they are actually to find. So I'm just doing a very quick little scoop through there and just catching random little ones that come along. And that little scoop, you can see how many I've actually gotten from it. And just a very small little scoop. So I'll throw these ones in a little bowl so you can see them a little bit better and give you guys some more information from there. So this is basically what they look like. They are little water fleas and they breed like crazy. It's incredible the amount of growth these guys do and how quickly they divide and shoot out eggs and those sort of things. So I'll go on to me and tell you guys a little bit more about them. And now if you guys haven't actually heard of live Daphnia before or live brine shrimp, I might give you a very quick rundown of them. Well, live brine shrimp, they come in little freeze-dried eggs that dried out, and you can put them in a little bubbler with a little bit of salt and that sort of thing, and they'll come alive within a couple days. And you'll just have masses of them in there, and then you can feed them directly to fry, young fish, and those sort of things. And it does quite a good job for about 6 hours, at least in a freshwater tank. After about 6 hours, the brine shrimp will die, fall to the bottom, and you're going to need to scoop them out and clean out the tank. Otherwise, they are going to muddle up the water, and you'll have other options. But this is where these guys have a massive advantage. So in a freshwater tank, these guys can live for about 3-4 months before they'll naturally die, which is quite superior. So it gives them masses of time for the fish to catch them and eat them and do all those sort of things. And if you're living lucky in the tank, it might be a good or a bad thing depending on how you're looking at it, but they can breed up inside of your normal fish tank as well. So there can be a live fish source, a live feed source that can actually grow inside of it and accumulate through it. So they do have a couple of drawbacks, which I should go through anyway. You can't buy these guys freeze-dried. So you can't buy frozen eggs or dried out eggs like you can with live brine shrimps. These guys, you have to get live. But to be honest, I got a batch that was probably about 1/10 of the amount that I got in here off eBay for about $60 delivered to my house, which is really quite cheap. I put them straight in my tank out there and they have flourished in there. There's probably millions of them in there, which is quite incredible. So looking after them is incredibly easy. So I let that get horribly green in there, and all the algae and everything is something that these guys thrive off. So they will eventually clean up all of the algae that's in there and make it sort of pure white water or very, very clear water. And when that does happen, then you can give them another feed source, which is really quite easy, which is just dried yeast. The normal stuff that you get in the shopping centres that you use to put in bread. And when the water clears up, I give them about a handful a day, and that is all they need at all. You don't need to put any aeration into it, you don't need to do anything at all like that, just put it in the sun and it's pretty much it. You could do it in a big bucket, you could do it in a half IBC or a whole IBC, or even a full fish tank that I got there. It depends how many you really want and how many you need to raise up the fry or the small fish. Now for me, what I plan on doing is raising up goldfish inside of there. So with the tank full of these guys, I'm going to drop it, well I already have dropped some goldfish eggs in there, but I can't see them because it's gone very green. But the goldfish fry should thrive off these guys. So they will swim around and they'll eat the babies first. When they get to a certain size, they'll start eating the adults, and they will just get really, really big until the size that I can just throw in the pellets and they'll start taking them. So it's really simple for me to do it. I have it all set up, I throw the eggs in there, and when it's about time, I'll start feeding them with the pellets that are big enough to get it. So I don't need to worry about using any egg yolks, I don't need to have brine shrimp that I have to keep topping up, putting more seeds in there, putting more eggs in there, and doing all that sort of stuff. I get it all in there and I just leave it and forget about it, which is really the main advantage to these guys. And one other thing I should mention is how incredibly quickly these guys can breed. From an egg to a mature adult takes about 5 days, which is incredibly fast. And once they're 5 days old, they can actually produce about 100 eggs. And I think it's within a week or 2 weeks they'll keep on producing that amount of eggs, which is an exponential growth inside of there. So you'll be able to keep up with a lot of fish growth and a lot of stuff in here just from these guys alone. And it is quite incredible to think about how quickly these guys can grow. And another very unexpected thing that I found out about these is how well I can actually sell these guys on Gumtree and eBay. I had masses of them in there, and the goldfish fry went in there, so I thought, why don't I put them up on Gumtree and eBay? And I have sold masses of them. I probably made about $300 just from these guys alone over 2-3 weeks, which it bought me some new toys, which I was quite happy with. So I've got a new link that was going on there. I've gone through a bit of the stock that I had in there, so I'm letting it breed up a little bit, but by the time I post this, I'll have a new link down below where I can sell more of these guys online. So if you guys are curious, check out the links, and within Australia, I'll very happily post it out. I have some nice fish bags, and they arrive quite well in the mail, just normal express post. And yeah, they are so easy to do. So if you guys have any questions, shoot me up in the comments below or wherever you found this video. And don't forget to subscribe. There's a new circly thing here, which I think is really quite cool, and a new link to videos and that sort of stuff. So I hope you guys got something out of this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, guys.